I've talked about it several times recently, but my personal pick for best team in the game is the STR Rose Goku Black fill-in team. Because as you guys can see, we have a full assortment of villain LRs here, rainbow starred, 100% in the dupe system. I don't have LR Ginyu rainbowed, but I figured why not bring the brand new fully extreme Z Awaken full power Frieza for this? That might be kind of a good substitute. Now, to be honest, I think a rainbow Omega, a rainbow physical full power Frieza, or a rainbow Cooler would all function better on this team than a rainbow LR Ginyu Force anyway, because I don't think you'll need it with the Rose Goku Blacks floating around. Now, I don't think rotations will be really that important going through this, like with this team, rotations won't be that important. Besides one key thing, and that is having one of the Goku Blacks, the STR Rose Goku Blacks, on both rotations. I think as long as there's one foot, actually on the actual rotation, then the LRs, you could just step the fuck aside and let the LRs do shit like this. Because having one on each rotation, giving that full 3 key to the whole squad, will allow you basically to completely dominate. I mean, when you consider things like LR Goku Black healing, a lot of the LR's defense, like LR Bojack's defense, or even LR Goku Black after they super, you factor in all this stuff, and you just literally are going to be untouchable in, I would say, almost all events. Like, I don't even see how Super Battle Road could be challenged. Like how Super Battle Road could challenge this team. I just don't see it. There's just way too much. With the Rainbow LRs, like, I always tell people that, like, LRs are easily the best units in the game. Like, the way the way it works, LRs are just so dumb. Like, they're so broken compared to other units, with the fact that they're able to get up to, an SA of 20. They're able to get to a max level of 150. All of these things factored in makes them just the best units in the game. And then a lot of them maybe don't link the best together. Like, we have a rotation right now with LR Broly and LR Majin Vegeta. They don't share, over in a flash. They don't share prepare for battle. But SCR Rose, right in the middle of them, will call, giving that gigantic passive to them will make it easy to get their supers off at the same time. And, he gives that 50% defensive buff as well. So, these LRs, which already have monstrous levels of defense, they're able to block even fucking more. It's just, it's wild. It's this team, this is the team that, I envision. Like when I'm summoning for all these LRs, I've put a lot of stones into trying to get a lot of these LRs. LR Goku Black, LR Bojack, LR Broly, LR Majin Vegeta, get a lot of them rainbowed and stuff. This is the team that I was thinking of when I went ahead and did that. To give you context, LR Bojack is a floater for us right now. And you guys are about to see LR Bojack is going to do a ridiculous amount of damage as soon as he is able to attack. Also, I'll be very curious to see how much damage this does right here, considering LR Goku Black just supered twice right there. So yep, 71. That's what I figured. LR Goku Black is able to raise his defense every time he supers. So to get an additional super like that, his defense would be too high for for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to even touch him. We're literally just making absolute mincemeat out of this event. There's no... We will go through the entirety of this boss rush without using one item. The only fight that could be, I don't want to say difficult, but could at least challenge the team a little bit, would be physical Omega Shenron. And the only reason for that is because, he can break up the rotations. So if he breaks it up to where one of the SCR Rose Goku Blacks is locked off a rotation, then we could end up with like a rotation of a few of the LRs that don't link up very well, or like, you know, like LR Broly, LR Bojack plus full power freeze as a rotation, for example. That would be, you know, no good. You know, you're not going to get a lot done there. They don't really link that well. But if Rose doesn't get knocked off rotation, it's just going to be smooth sailing. And LR Majin Vegeta at this point does so much damage that most of the time you're going to want to stay on that 12 key super. That is where he will do the majority of his damage. But at this point, like, none of these fuckers are really able to survive, so it's just like, whatever, just get as much ki as possible. If I see a bunch of AGL orbs, sure, shit, why not? I'll just grab all of them and, you know, maybe, like, heal up a lot of health, because that's another thing a lot of people always do forget about, is the fact that, like, when you get an orb that is the same typing as your unit, you will heal a lot. So, like, LR Bojack has ridiculous defense. You get a whole bunch of int orbs with him, and you're going to restore, you know, 10, 20, 30,000 health, maybe sometimes 40,000, 50,000. I've seen it before, where some of these units with their insane defense just heal at an absolutely absurd rate. So, do keep that in mind as we continue going through. And there we go. Sin was AGL and did not matter. Just absolutely just blow right through him like nothing. Sin is not even tissue paper in front of us. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. So, full power freeze will be in the first slot of the rotation, which, you know, could be a bad thing. Like, oh no, you know, he's going to get hit by STR Omega, but full power freeze does get a defensive boost in the first slot. And STR Rose was locked in the third spot, so I am indeed going to lose him. Yep, Frieza does not take damage as I expected. Go ahead and crit, and let's just end this phase. Ah, damn, he didn't crit, because that would cause us to be stuck on this phase for a little longer than I would like. But this bastard with his locking, that really is the ability to lock your rotations is really the most annoying thing. I know Physical Full Power Freeze, his event does it as well. So if he ever does get an update, his event could become very... Wow, really? He locked both of the Rose. You motherfucker. He actually locked both STR Roses out of rotation. This motherfucker. Oh, actually, I'm going to get a Dokkan attack right here, aren't I? Oh, damn. I would have liked to have gotten it in the next phase. Well, all right. So, Physical Omega will be a bit annoying since both of the STR Roses are off. Whoa, that was really fast. Both of the STR Roses are off of rotation, but it is what it is. I still don't think we're going to have to use an item or even really be touched, but it will be a little bit more difficult to go ahead and actually use a super attack. Wow, damn. Yo, the damage numbers are just too unreal. Too sickening. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so we can get... Yeah, okay, we can. Perfect, perfect. We can get LR Goku Black and LR Broly linking together. Unfortunately, though, you know, we're going to be able to get supers for Broly, but not with the other units. There's... The one weakness of the team is, you know, going against a unit like Physical Omega here. You know, he did manage to knock Rose off rotation, so I was not able to get the proper key that I would have liked. Because, again, if an STR Rose was here, the whole rotation would be getting a whole bunch of key, and we'd be... Oh, the third attack by LR Broly! You bad boy there. Alright, so what's Omega going to do? So, still not able to do enough damage there. And Full Power Frieza should be alright, even though he's going to be hit by Omega at the end. This could do a lot of damage, you know, maybe as much as 150k. But we won't need to... Oh, only 100,000, that's nothing. We certainly will not need to use any healing items or defensive items. Okay, perfect, perfect. So we didn't actually lose Rose this time. He's not going to be able to get a super attack, but the Majin Vegetas and the Bojacks... should actually be able to finish this off, because we're going to get the full 18 key super with Bojack. And then look at that. Yep, he healed, what, nearly 30,000 health right there just from getting all of these int-type orbs. That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, especially these units, like, once they're rainbowed, they're able to recover a ridiculous amount of health. I absolutely love that. You know, that's one of the things that the higher your defensive stat is, the more of that health that you will actually recover. So that's why a unit like LR Bojack, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you know, Physical Final Form Cooler, any units like that will be able to restore a substantial amount of health. And there we go. We actually, you know, have our rotations fixed. This part of Physical Omega took a little longer than I would have liked because he destroyed our rotations, but we're still going to get through the fight basically with no damage done to us. You cheeky little fuck. Get that, Omega. Sheesh, this guy and his locking rotations. So Omega managed to do a solid about 27,000 damage to us. Very impressive, Omega. Truly a powerful tour de force performance by our boy Omega. But unfortunately, Ultimate Gohan will have just as bad luck as the first two opponents did. So, talking about some other options for this villain team, like, again, these 4 LRs are basically the best choice. You know, LR Broly, you want to get him on there because his double supers are just too powerful. LR Goku Black is definitely easily the best option to select for a tech villain. I do think LR Majin Vegeta, again, is easily the best option to select for the AGL villain as well. For int villains, LR Bojack is the best option, but Kid Buu, int Kid Buu is actually fantastic on this team, especially, you know, his healing factor will be really, really good here, and because of the fact that you're going to have the STR Rosés on the team, you won't have those same sort of key issues with Kid Buu that you normally would. And then looking at the physical team, again, you could go probably Physical Omega, Physical Final Form Cooler, or Physical Full Power Frieza would be the best options, I would think. But you could do like LR Ginyu Force as well if you wanted to try and go for like the full LR team here. Like a full, you know, villain rainbow LR team or something like that. Only thing about the Ginyu Force is A, they're very difficult to get, and B, like, they're not like as good anymore as like other units. Like, again, I would much rather have like a Rainbow Omega or Full Power Freeze on this team than the LR Ginyu Force. But, you know, it is still fun to have like, you know, a full Rainbow LR team. You know, like health. For example, like we could probably get close to, well, actually, now that I think about it, the LR Ginyu Force might not have that much more health than Full Power Frieza, because Full Power Frieza is an Extreme Z-Awaken unit, and they tend to have ridiculously high stats. So, for example, Full Power Frieza has 19,000 health, LR Bojack has 22, that Goku Black has 15, that LR Goku Black has 18, LR Majin Vegeta has 20. So yeah, Full Power Frieza basically has like LR-ish stats. The level 140 units that Extreme Z-Awaken usually do have about LR stats, so that's why he is another very solid unit for this team. Like, think about it, we have just a 120% boost to the team. Like, that's all we're working with. It's just a 120% lead team, but we have 430,000 health. Like, it's wild. That is crazy. Here, let's get this to knock down and then get the other red orb. Now, depending on my mood, you could float LR Bojack, LR Broly. I would say LR Goku Black is kind of a necessity with his healing, his tanking, and the... Ooh, dodge. Okay, nice. And the amount of damage he deals. LR Goku Black is a unit I would always keep on rotation. But really, a lot of the other units you kind of can just cycle through just by either your mood or whatever typing of the enemy you're fighting. The team is just too good to be concerned really about anything. Like, it's like, whatever. You know, LR Broly might lower his defense after his supers. You know, big deal when he's going to be killing everything in front of him. Goodbye, Gohan-chan. Just, and look at that. LR Broly, even though he reduces his damage like, by the ridiculous number that he does. On this team, with the STR Rose Goku Blacks around, giving him that 50% defensive buff, his defense is high enough to where he's still able to tank to a good degree. Like, that's STR Ultimate Gohan, and he was not even able to do 10,000 damage to LR Broly after LR Broly supered. This team is just dumb powerful, dumb OP. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish up the video here. This, guys, again, is my pick for best team in the game. It's just, it will steamroll absolutely everything. And then when you got a lot of these units rainbowed, woo, back the fuck up.